The second your paycheck lands, your brain basically opens a pop-up ad for terrible decisions. And yeah, I'm serious. In that little window of time, people mentally spend money they haven't even touched yet. Suddenly it's, can I want to get the new phone? Can I get the new phone? Do I need that cute jacket? Maybe take out 7 nights a week as a personality trait now. Not exactly wealth builder behavior. But what if those first few minutes after payday were actually the most powerful minutes of your month? What if you had a simple routine that quietly put you ahead of most people financially every single time you got paid? That's what this is. And if you're tired of wondering where your money goes, and you want your income to actually do something for your future, make sure you're subscribed and tap like if this helps you out. Here's the wild part. Most people have no real system for their paycheck. Rent gets paid somehow, groceries happen, subscriptions keep renewing like little vampires, and then somehow, at the end of the month, there's basically nothing left. It's like they're sleepwalking through their finances and acting shocked when the account is empty. A paycheck should not feel like a random gift you're free to blow on whatever. It's not bonus money. It's a tool, a very powerful one. Successful people get that. They don't just celebrate getting paid and hope for the best. They use a routine, a boring, effective, repeatable routine. And honestly, boring is amazing when boring makes you rich. The first mindset shift is this. Your paycheck is really your future freedom broken into pieces. Every dollar is a little worker. It can either build wealth for you, or it can vanish into mindless spending and leave you side-eyeing your bank app 2 weeks later. Most people do this backwards. They pay bills, buy whatever feels good, and then try to save what's left. But there's usually nothing left. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom and being confused about the puddle. Wealthy people flip it. They pay themselves first. They assign every dollar a job. They make money work for them instead of just letting it disappear. And that's the part a lot of people miss. Financial success isn't only about making more. Sure, more income helps, obviously. But the real game is having a system that works no matter what you earn. Think about it. If someone makes less money but saves and invests consistently, they can end up way better off than a high earner who spends everything. One person is building a future. The other is just funding a lifestyle. And one of those people is going to be very stressed later. So step 1 of the payday routine is simple. Even if it's not glamorous, know exactly where your money is going. Not vaguely. Not, I think my expenses are pretty normal. I mean, actually, no, you need to figure out what percentage of your income goes to true necessities. That means the stuff you genuinely need to live. Housing, basic food, transportation, utilities, healthcare. The essentials. Not the premium streaming bundle, not the boutique gym you visit twice a month, and not the subscription graveyard on your credit card. A lot of people call everything a necessity because it makes their spending feel more justified. That expensive car? Well, I need transportation. The daily latte? I need caffeine to function. The constant restaurant meals? It's social. Cute. But if your true necessities are eating up more than 60% of your take-home pay, something's off. Either your lifestyle is too expensive for your income, or you're dressing up once as needs. Let's make that real. Imagine someone brings home about $4,700 a month after taxes. If rent is around $1,800, transportation is another few hundred, and food is around $500. They could already be near 57% of take-home pay on the basics. That's not crazy in a pricey area. But then, add coffee runs, delivery orders, random subscriptions, and little I deserve this purchases, and suddenly the budget feels way tighter than it actually is. That's why honesty matters. Not guilt. Honesty. Once you know your true necessity number, you know how much is actually available for the rest of your financial goals. And that's where the fun starts, because the rest is where you build wealth, instead of just surviving. Before you spend on anything extra, step 2 is making sure your debt payments are current. Not necessarily gone, just current. This is about protecting your credit and avoiding fees that can quietly wreck your progress. Your credit score is basically your financial reputation. And yeah, it matters a lot. It affects mortgage rates, car loans, apartment approvals, and sometimes even job opportunities. People love to ignore it until they need it, which is usually the worst time to ignore it. And credit scoring is brutal, by the way. One missed payment can do more damage than people realize. You can be doing fine for months, and then one late payment suddenly makes the system treat you like a risky borrower. It's ridiculous, but the rules are the rules. So the move here is simple. Make at least your minimum payments on time, and every time. That alone keeps you from getting slammed with late fees and credit damage. It's not flashy, but it's a foundation step. And foundations are not supposed to be cute. They're supposed to hold the house up. Now we get to the part most people keep putting off forever. Your emergency fund. Yes, I know. Emergency funds are not exciting. Nobody's posting a glamorous look at my savings account reel. But this is one of the most important parts of your entire money routine, so don't skip over it. An emergency fund is exactly what it sounds like. It's money you keep ready for when life gets messy. And life will get messy. Your car decides to die right before a big week at work. Your laptop randomly turns into a paperweight. Your kid needs something unexpected. Your dog eats something it absolutely should not have eaten. Tuesday, basically. The goal is to save 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a place you can access fast. Not in the stock market. Not locked away in some account with annoying restrictions. Just sitting in a boring, easy-to-reach savings account, waiting to save your butt. If your necessities are $2,700 a month, that means your emergency fund target is somewhere around $8,000 to $16,000. I know that can sound huge, especially if you're starting from zero. But you're not trying to do it overnight. You're building it steadily. And the biggest benefit isn't even the number itself. It's the peace of mind. When you have a real cushion, you sleep better. You show up to work less panicked. You stop feeling like one bad week could wipe you out. That kind of stability is powerful. A lot of people mess this up by trying to make their emergency fund work harder. So they invest it aggressively or lock it somewhere they can't touch. And then the emergency happens. That's when they realize they either can't access the money or it's worth less than they thought. Not ideal. Your emergency fund should be liquid and boring. Put it in a high-yield savings account, keep it insured, and move on. You're not trying to get rich from this money. You're trying to stay stable when life gets chaotic. Once that fund is in place, now you're out of survival mode and into wealth-building mode. And that's a much better vibe. Step 4 is where you start investing for your future self. This is where compound growth starts doing its thing. And if you do this right, it gets very powerful over time. If your job offers a retirement plan with matching contributions, that's your first investing priority. Always. Employer match is basically free money. And people ignore it all the time, which is honestly one of the most painful financial mistakes you can make. If your employer says, "We'll match part of what you contribute," that means they're literally giving you extra money for saving for retirement. It's kind of insane when you think about it. If you qualify for a match and you don't take it, you're walking away from guaranteed value. That's just bad money behavior. For example, if a company matches a portion of your salary and you contribute enough to get the full match, you're instantly boosting your return. Where else do you get that kind of guaranteed upside? Exactly. You don't. After that, a strong goal is investing around 10% of your gross income for retirement. That can feel ambitious when you're starting out, but the earlier you begin, the more time your money has to grow. And time is the secret sauce here. A small monthly amount invested consistently over decades can turn into something huge. But if you wait years to start, you lose the one thing you can't buy back: compounding time. That delay gets expensive fast. And here's where people overcomplicate things. They spend months researching every possible investment, comparing funds, stressing over tiny fees, and trying to find the perfect option. Meanwhile, they haven't actually invested anything. For most people, a simple diversified index fund is more than enough. You do not need to become a stock-picking genius. You do not need to predict the market. You just need to start, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. Once your retirement investing is on autopilot, then you can attack non-mortgage debt. This is where emotions tend to get loud, because debt can feel personal. Sometimes it came from bad decisions. Sometimes it came from life being expensive. Either way, it's there, and the goal is to make progress. There are two main ways to pay it off. The avalanche method means you pay the highest interest debt first. That saves the most money mathematically. The snowball method means you pay off the smallest balance first, regardless of interest rate. That one can be super motivating because you get quick wins. And honestly, I like the snowball method for a lot of people because personal finance is not just math, it's behavior. If seeing one debt disappear keeps you motivated, that matters. A strategy you'll actually follow is better than a perfect strategy you quit on. So pick one, stick with it, and keep going until the non-mortgage debt is gone. Don't bounce around. Don't ignore it. Don't tell yourself you'll deal with it when things calm down. That day tends to never come. After you've handled the employer match and you're making real progress on debt, you can start looking at other investment accounts, like a Roth retirement account or a taxable brokerage account. A Roth account is especially attractive because the growth can be tax-free. You pay taxes before the money goes in, but later, when you withdraw in retirement, the growth isn't taxed. That's a beautiful thing. You get to keep more of what your money earns over time. With taxable accounts, the tax treatment is different. If you sell investments for a gain, you may owe capital gains taxes, and the rate depends on how long you held the investment. Hold it over a year and you usually get better long-term tax treatment. Sell too soon and the tax bite can be bigger. That's one reason long-term investing matters so much. Smart investors aren't trying to get rich overnight. They're building steadily and keeping taxes as low as they can along the way. Now we get to the final step, and this one is the glue that holds the whole payday routine together. Automate everything. Because let's be real, willpower is cute, but it's not a system. Some days you'll be focused and disciplined. Other days you'll be tired, annoyed, hungry, overstimulated, and one click away from buying stuff you don't need. Your money can't depend on your mood. That's why automation is huge. When the money moves automatically, you remove emotion from the process. You don't have to remember. You don't have to feel like it. It just happens. Here's a simple way to do it. When your paycheck hits your checking account, let it sit for a day. Then, the next day, automatic transfers kick in. A set amount goes to savings. Some may go to your emergency fund if you're still building it. Some may go to investing. Some may go to taxes if you're self-employed. The point is that your money gets assigned before you can spend it on random nonsense. And the best part? You stop having to fight yourself every payday. No more promising you'll move money later. No more I'll start next month. It's already done. But people do mess this up in one very common way. They automate once and never update the plan. They get a raise and never increase savings. They pay off a debt and keep sending that payment into the void instead of redirecting it. They go on financial autopilot and forget to change course. So yes, automate it, but keep checking in and adjusting when your income or goals change. This payday routine isn't complicated. That's the beauty of it. It works because most people never actually follow a system. They just hope their money magically behaves. So stop treating your paycheck like random spending money. Treat it like the wealth-building tool it is. Know your necessities. Stay current on debt. Build your emergency fund. Invest consistently. Attack debt with a plan. Automate the whole thing. Do that over and over, every time you get paid. And in a few years, you'll look back and realize how simple it was. Meanwhile, everyone else will still be asking where their money went.